This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, and the storm has been downgraded to a tropical storm, although it seems to have not bypassed us, but gotten past us at this point, headed north, more northerly directions. But John Scalzi is going to tell us more about that right now.
Yeah, you know, hurricanes always give you goosebumps and excite you, get your energy going. But for the sake of everyone, it's always great to see it start to decrease in intensity and become downgraded. And that's what's going on now. As it moves over land, it just cuts off the energy supply from the warm waters. And it's got nothing to do but disintegrate with time. So we'll see all conditions across the Suncoast slowly begin to improve. Still have a pretty good wind field around, and we have some strong storms moving through the area, which is kind of unfortunate. This tail end of the moisture plume of the storm still producing some fairly heavy rainfall across Anna Maria Island. They've got flooding waters there now from storm surge. Plus, on top of that, they've had days of heavy rainfall, 10-inch rainfalls, 8-inch rainfalls, 7-inch rainfalls, and now they're getting more rain, so that's just what they don't need. But unfortunately, from Anna Maria down to mid-Longboat Key, showers will continue this morning. This whole line of storms will slowly sink southward through the area as it begins to dissipate. But until then, some strong storms are possible with the rotation of this system kind of transferring some of its energy across our region. We have a tornado watch box up till 8 o'clock for our waters, not over any of our counties, but over waters, and then from Hillsborough, Pinellas County, and points north. Most of the northern and north central counties of the state of Florida have these watches and warnings in effect. In fact, I think we still have a severe thunderstorm warning. No, it's gone now, but over on the other county, we had a severe thunderstorm over the last half hour there. And as I mentioned, the tornado watch up till about 8. Forecast for today calls for improving conditions, winds subsiding, but still wet. Forecast for the weekend in a minute. Back to you guys.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at roadways. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge is closed, so find an alternate route. It's closed in both directions. Sunshine Skyway Bridge off limits right now. As you look at Suncoast roadways, 75 is moving along nicely. 41 and 301 in Manatee County all moving along without any issues. You can't see it right now, but I assure you that they are moving along okay and all. Actually, no issues or delays at all in Manatee County. As you head down into Sarasota County, that is looking good as well. Any accidents that were on 75 have been cleared away, so there are none to worry about right now. Now, as far as news is concerned this morning, we are still continuing. Tropical Storm Hermine, the tropical storm made landfall and was downgraded in Florida earlier this morning. It's now making its way northbound.
And it is the first hurricane, or it was the first hurricane at one point to hit the state in over a decade. Across the Gulf Coast, it's battering the shore with 12-foot waves, 10 inches of rain even expected. The governor urging Floridians to get ready with 3 days worth of supplies and food and have a plan on seeking shelter, especially in the more northern regions. Things are expected to worsen through the holiday weekend with tropical storm watches and warnings in effect all the way up through the Jersey Shore as it starts to move upward.
Yeah, I saw Snooki on The View yesterday.
You did?
Snooki from the Jersey Shore, yes. Yes. All right, we're continuing to follow, as we said, more. And up in Anna Maria Island, we have a representative there to tell you what's going on.
Yes, ABC 7's Adam Cellini is out there dealing with some flood waters there. We know that's where we're seeing more of the rain. Adam?
Yes, Rebecca and Don, you're absolutely right. Things have subsided a little bit. The wind's still kind of kicking here. Rain drizzling, but drizzling hard. And if you're a viewer and you're just tuning in, you can check our Facebook. I posted a video on there when things were really, really heavy just a couple minutes ago out here. So still a lot of weather out in Holmes Beach on the barrier islands. And as you can see, plenty of flooding as well. I'm standing in about ankle-deep water right now. I've changed the look from when we last spoke together. You're still seeing kind of northbound Marina Drive here, which is underwater, but this is one of the residential streets leading this way, and as far as I can see, it is underwater, and I mean a foot, maybe more in different points. I kind of walked it a little bit earlier, but very deep water. You see a truck getting through the road here. We've been seeing cars come and go. They seem to be doing okay, but if you're in a sedan, a smaller car, be very careful driving these roads. As we've heard from law enforcement, you can't see bumps, curbs, anything in the road when it's this flooded. So be very, very careful, especially since it's dark outside as well right now. We'll be bringing you some more updates throughout the morning. For now, live on Holmes Beach, Adam Cellini. Rebecca and Don, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, and stay safe out there for sure, everybody. That's the main order of the day. Stay safe, and you know, definitely, obviously, you know, something to worry about. We want to keep you updated on school closures as well. Obviously, Manatee County, with all the rain and flooding, the schools are closed today for sure in Manatee County. Schools in Sarasota County are open, although Cardinal Mooney High School, which is a private school, is closed along with all the other schools under the Diocese of Venice. USF Sarasota Manatee will also be closed.
And bad news for football fans in Manatee County. All games have been canceled in the county. Lakewood Ranch will hold its matchup with Bay Shore tomorrow at 11 a.m., while St. Stephen's will play Santa Fe Catholic at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Braden Rivers' game against Southeast and Manatee High School's game against Palmetto have also been canceled for tonight. We'll have all the updates and highlights from Sarasota County tonight on Football Friday night in our 11 o'clock newscast.
And one of the best things about football, well, not one of the best things, one of the great things included in Football Friday Night now, Scott Dennis came up with the throwback. So he comes up with a throwback night from Football Friday Night over the last
That's
25,
awesome.
30 years. A great performance by a player. So
I love
somebody
that.
out there is going to see themselves 30 years ago running for about 200 yards or something like that. It'd
You
be
don't
great.
want to miss
Yes.
it. Well, it appears that Sarasota County Schools made the right call yesterday to stay open. They got through the day without the weather affecting students despite some early opposition.
Yes, parents were up in arms, but as today, schools are open. Yesterday, they were open as well. And actually, the schools told us that they were keeping a close eye on it. They wouldn't put anybody in harm's way. Obviously, at Bay Haven Elementary, the majority of parents we talked to were okay with that decision. The parents told us they had faith in the brain trust of the county, and schools often double as shelters anyway during storms, so it was a nice, safe place for the kids to ride out the storm if it got worse.
We're a consistent, safe, trusted environment for the kids, and if at all possible, we try to stay open to give them kind of that extra day of learning.
Shouldn't get as much rain as further north. We pay attention to that, and I think we'll be safe. I don't think they'd put us in a situation that we couldn't handle.
And Sarasota County School District officials told us when we spoke with them that they were on top of the situation, monitoring closely. And again, Sarasota County Schools open today.
Yeah, and while they didn't have much of a impact on the schools, we did see some power outages throughout both of Manatee and Sarasota counties. The Florida Power and Light has been working through the night to restore power to thousands of people in both counties.
Yeah, there were about 9,000 power outages between the two counties overnight. 769 power outages in Manatee County. 1,700 people were without power in Sarasota County. Charlotte County, 8 outages, so not a bad night there. FPL said earlier this week they had 5,000 employees ready to go specifically for the storm.
At the airport, there's only some problems for travelers this morning. Currently, 2 cancellations for those departing from Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. Both are American Airlines flights to Washington, D.C. and Charlotte, but all arrivals are on time. In weather events like this, it is always good to check ahead with your airline to make sure your flight is on time.
And here on the Suncoast, we've seen days of flooding, that strong rain as a result of this tropical storm, but it's caused bigger havoc around the state.
Yeah, ABC's Adrian Banker joins us live now with a look at the wider impact of Hermine. Adrian.
Yes, good morning to you both, Don and Rebecca. We've been watching this story play out, and of course, historic, because this is the first hurricane to make landfall in the state of Florida in 11 years. As you've been mentioning, it was downgraded, but we want to take you to exactly what's happened since that hurricane made landfall.
Hurricane Hermine making landfall and gaining momentum after days of rising waters from Sarasota, where some residents were trapped in their homes, flash flooding in places like Clearwater. Hermine continues to batter parts of Florida's coast with 12-foot waves, 10 inches of rain expected.
Please protect your property and evacuate immediately.
The governor urging Floridians to get ready with 3 days worth of supplies.
Bottom line, it's life-threatening. If you need to go to a shelter, go now. Don't wait.
We bought an extra cases of water. I'm still a little worried about the tidal surge.
But some are still in town riding out the waves, despite signs to stay out of the water.
This is really severe. Still about 4.5 inches of water inside the house.
Many saying they want to protect their boats.
You got to stay on your boat so you can loosen your lines and tighten your lines.
And their homes up to the last minute, doing all they can to board up windows, putting down sandbags, and moving to higher ground.
And what we've been told by our meteorological team here at ABC News is that this system is already moving into Georgia. It's been weakening because, of course, it's been moving further inland, where they're declaring a state of emergency there as well. Concerns for more strong winds and very heavy rain. This system expected to move up the coast into the Carolinas. Initially, there were reports that they could maybe spawn some tornadoes, those strong winds there. But we do know that the worst of the flooding is along the Florida coast. Don and Rebecca, back to you.
Thank you, Adrienne.
Yeah, it was very widespread. Obviously, so many places were hit hard. Such a diverse section is getting the brunt of this.
Yes.
And as a precaution, Sarasota County health officials have issued a no swim advisory for several beaches.
Yes, and the advisory is in place for North Lido, Siesta Beach, and the Venice Fishing Pier. The amount of harmful bacteria found during water quality testing at those areas is outside of acceptable limits. Those beaches are still open, but wading, swimming, and water recreation is not recommended as long as this advisory is in effect.
And sandbags will again be distributed across the Suncoast today. There are 5 locations in Manatee County, 3 in Bradenton and 2 in Palmetto, and they'll all be open at 8 this morning. Sarasota County will also have sandbags available at Newtown Estates Park, Twin Lakes Park, and the South County Fleet Facility. And right now they plan on being open from 9 to 6 unless conditions are so nice that residents don't need the sandbags any longer. In Venice, both jetties are closed due to flooding. The North Jetty closed yesterday in the afternoon after a woman was knocked over after she was asked to get off of the jetty because of the danger. And as she was trying to leave, she got hurt, but she was rescued by a surfer and a couple of lifeguards from Sarasota County. Now, signs are posted asking people to stay out of the water. The jetties themselves are expected to be closed until local officials feel it's safe to be out of there.
We want to take a look outside again. It's not a bad start to the morning so far here on the Suncoast, but there's still heavy flooding out on the roadways.
Yeah, this is a live look at St. Armand's Circle, which often floods in heavy rains. As you can see, debris and damage from the wind overnight, pots and plants blown over during the storm from the strong wind gusts. And then also, you just see all that standing water. No structural damage has been reported on St. Armand's as of yet, but certainly as business owners get to work, oh, you see the lightning flashes there. It's a beautiful shot. But as the business owners come to work and the sun comes up and you see the damage, and they'll be cleaning up for sure from here on in.
All right, we are already seeing damage as a result of these heavy rains and high winds that have been moving through the area.
Some of the most recent damage includes a portion of a roof peeled up in Swan Lake Village. Now, in Manatee County, the storm also blew down a fence at Fountain Lake Apartments on 57th Street West. One resident says she isn't letting her guard down.
It's a-coming. It's a-coming. Slowly but surely, because of the wind and the weather that causes the trees to twist in one way and the wind blowing towards you instead of against you.
Some of the same intersections that were underwater on Wednesday were nearly dry on Thursday. And Floridians, they're being warned to be on the lookout for storm-related scams when buying supplies for all this damage. The Attorney General's office has activated its price gouging hotline for people to call if they feel businesses are illegally raising prices. During a state of emergency, storm-related price increases on essentials like water, lumber, and generators are illegal, as is gas price gouging.
They should call our office immediately, and in the age of smartphones and cell phones, they should snap pictures of the prices. Let us know. The more information we have, the better we're positioned to serve the public.
If you feel you are the victim of price gouging, contact the Attorney General's hotline. It's 888-NO-SCAM or 888-9-NO-SCAM.
A 146-year-old iconic boat docked in Cortez proves to be no match for Hurricane Hermine. The 70-foot boat known as the San Francesco sank during the heavy rain and crashing surf over the last few days. The boat was built in the 1870s in Italy as a cargo ship, and in December of 2014 the boat was brought to the marina at the Seafood Shack in Cortez Village, where it has resided since. Now, last January, during a storm, the vessel sank after taking on water. The Cortez Fishing Camp was able to raise the boat back up, get the water out, but once again, This storm has taken the historic boat down. The plan is to wait out the storm now, raise it up again. There are plans, or have been plans, raising money to refurbish it back to its glory days. So it is sad to see that, and pretty shocking when we came up over the bridge after doing our live shot at noon in Holmes Beach. With the flooding there, we saw it just completely underwater, very close to the dock. So there are some safety concerns if the mast were to snap.
It also
there.
shows the power of the sea when you see this monstrous craft underwater just taken back to the sea.
And in fact, they say right now it's sitting on the bottom of the bay there. That's how shallow it is. It's just sitting there. That's what's keeping it kind of sort of above the water. Well, it is certainly not advised or safe, but surfers were trying to take advantage of the weather conditions on Lido Beach yesterday.
Yeah, it's called surfers semantics. It says no swimming. They said, we're not swimming, dude, we're surfing. We caught up with a few of them as they hit the waves, which were pretty substantial and choppy.
Yesterday it was a lot better. It was a little more clean. Right now it's pretty big right now, so the chops, it's really hard to kind of get out there, and it's not really that great to surf.
Super choppy. It's hard to get out there exactly, but we made it out there, took a couple runs at it, and that's about it. We're about to head in for the day.
Dude, a reminder, lots of weather-related information updates online you can get throughout the day. You can keep track of all the latest developments of the weather and Tropical Storm Hermine. Log on to our website, mysuncoast.com. You can also download our app for push notifications and alerts, and monitor our Facebook and Twitter pages. Now, John, it's still technically, when it hit us, it was a hurricane. Now it's been downgraded to a tropical storm. It was a tropical storm before, but so we can say throughout history we were hit by a Hurricane Hermine, correct?
Well, we did not have hurricane effects from Hurricane Hermine.
We had tropical storm effects.
Force, minimal tropical storm force. So if you think you've been through a hurricane and you live here on the Suncoast, you haven't.
Oh, no.
You haven't even close.
I still can't say I've been through a hurricane.
Yeah, there you go. Well, good.
I don't know if I want to check that one off the bucket list.
All those people who evacuated the other night are thinking, well, it wasn't a hurricane, but it was bad enough.
I'll tell you, by the light of dawn, when we look at areas from St. Mark's to Cedar Key, it's going to be, I think it's going to be kind of ugly up there. Yeah, there's going to be some water inundated into some homes, coastal erosion, bad stuff up there. We have locally, again, some strong storms moving through the area. We'll talk about that in a minute.
And Hermine sweeping on shore in Florida's Big Bend region. We'll have a full update and show more on how the Suncoast weathered the storm here coming up.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Get ready, college football fans. When you buy a $5 or more Fantasy 5 ticket and enter your team's drawing, you could win great prizes like team merchandise, tickets to your team's games, and other bowl game experiences. You could even win a championship weekend prize pack in Tampa or $10,000 cash. Fantasy 5 from the Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
We still have some pretty good wind gusts out there coming in right now, sustained at 20. We've had some 50-mile-an-hour gusts reported under some thunderstorm activity that has occurred during the overnight. Those thunderstorm downdrafts bringing down through friction some of the really strong winds aloft. Humidity at 80%, dew point is at 78. It doesn't get stickier than that. That's really high humidity air brought in by those gusty winds over the large Gulf Fetch. So our tropical storm watch for the, or tropical storm rather warning for our coastal regions has still been renewed down through Inglewood from 75 to the coastline. But you know, I don't think our tropical storm force winds are going to be the biggest problem. First of all, they're going to be only gusts and they're going to be minimal. And the storm surge associated with that will be on the decrease through the morning hours, so that I think our biggest threat right now is going to be this flood watch, which is still up and which in fact is a big problem because of the amount of rainfall that we have received. Plus, with these strong onshore winds that we are still getting, I mean, right along the coastline, we're still getting some near tropical storm or even tropical storm force winds, and then in inland areas, not so much. But that's helping to keep the water pushed up against the shore and really not allowing storm water to drain back out into Gulf waters. That's true down to the south as well. So the rainfall that we get through these morning hours is going to be a problem getting rid of it. Ground saturated, the culverts and drainage ditches are full. There's nowhere for it to go. The good news is that if you look at the wind gusts over the course of the next day or two, they're really going to start dropping pretty dramatically. And I suspect a lot of these tropical storm watches and warnings for the state of Florida will start to come down as we go through the mid-morning hours. And I'll bet you that our tropical storm warning will most likely be adjusted as we come up to the 11 o'clock update and then maybe the one after that, but certainly today at some time. Big thunderstorm activity across the region continues. Some of the storms producing lots of lightning pops in and around Anna Maria Island, Holmes Beach, down through central Longboat Key. It's kind of filling in and spreading. That line finally on the move after about 6 hours of not moving. Lakewood Ranch seeing some pretty heavy rainfall stretching back through Lorraine down to the south as well. Osprey seeing some fairly heavy rainfall down to the south through Venice. And all of this kind of stuff is going to continue through the mid-morning hours. Gusty winds associated with some of these storms are possible, as well as some pretty heavy downpours of rain as the whole line continues to sink south. You look at this and you just see this plume of moisture wrapping up around our storm system. So that's going to be a problem because of the amount of rain that has fallen. Look at there, some overnight rainfall totals of almost 9 inches since, well, not just overnight, but yesterday as well. Over the last 48 hours, we've had some really heavy rainfall. And the day before that, we've had some heavy rainfall. So that's a problem, getting rid of that. The good news is the tidal surge is coming down pretty quickly today. 30-knot winds for boaters out there with gusts. Now, that will be coming down tonight and tomorrow, but still, it's a terrible day to be out in the water. Rip current advisory is certainly still a big problem around the area. Over the weekend, the weather will improve, I think, for this holiday. We're going to end up with at least one pretty decent day. Back to you.
Thanks, John. Taking a look at the roadways at 624. Still, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge is closed this morning. You're going to have to take the interstate in and out of the Suncoast. Looking at Palmetto and Ellington Parish as you come into Bradenton, those roadways are moving along well. The bridges are pretty clear at this point. So is the interstate. A little bit of building volume on State Road 70 around 301. Looks like 301 rather, northbound as you approach Fruitville Road is going a little slow at that light. No accidents though, no crashes or delays. We are seeing a pop-up on I-75 northbound. The road is blocked near mile marker 182, the exit there. Be aware of that road blockage, but it's not causing any slowdowns yet in the northbound lanes.
Thank you, Rebecca. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick causing more controversy. We have the latest on his protest coming up.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease a new 2016 Lexus ES350 for only $329, or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $329, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease the bold new 2016 Lexus RX 350 for only $419, or enjoy 1.9% APR, just $419, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Back at 6:28, 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick was on the field last night with his teammates, and he maintained his protest by once again not standing for the national anthem.
And it all came to a head because it was military night in San Diego. But he did talk to a former Army Green Beret to find out how he could honor our troops without disrespecting them and also have his protest. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
For the land and of the free.
In this morning's GMA First Look, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick refusing to stand during the national anthem again. This time, he took a knee, right behind more than 240 service members being honored during the Chargers' annual Military Appreciation Night. As the crowd and players stand, you can see Kaepernick kneeling on the sideline, his teammate Eric Reed joining him. The crowd booing as his team took the field, and now the quarterback sparking a new controversy for wearing these socks to practice, showing police officers as pigs. Those scandalous socks drawing criticism from law enforcement officials across the country. And we'll have more reaction coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, San Diego.
I just got the best night's sleep on this Beauty Rest mattress. This is cause for celebration.
The Beauty Rest Hybrid lines. Memory foam comfort combined with pocketed coil support. Get your Beauty Rest.
Can't see it, can't taste it, but there's so much more to it. Here's how Fiber works.
Inside us are trillions of good microflora that support digestive health. The prebiotic fiber in Benefiber nourishes them.
And what helps them helps you.
Clear, taste-free Benefiber.
More pet parents are turning to grain-free Blue Freedom to help their dogs be at their best. Made with the finest natural ingredients, Blue Freedom has no grains, no glutens, and for some dogs, there's no better diet.
If you have allergy congestion, muddling through your morning is nothing new. Introducing Rhinocort Allergy Spray. Powerful relief from nasal allergy symptoms all day and all night. Try Rhinocort Allergy Spray. Muddle no more.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
Attention! This is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family-owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, Tropical Storm Hermine has made her way through and she's headed north now. We'll tell you about the local impact.
Plus, an update on the subway guy, Jared Fogle, his child pornography case, why he's blaming the parents now of one of his victims.
And with the busy travel weekend ahead, we'll show you ways you could stay safe.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, and well, knock on wood, I know the people who got hit hard in Bradenton aren't thinking, whoa, well, we dodged the bullet, but Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it could have been in the storm.
The fact that it's been downgraded just in the last hour or so, too, is feels like a relief in a way.
To a tropical storm, and John's going to tell us more about what we can expect for the rest of the day. John?
Yep, 5 a.m. downgraded to a tropical storm. Glad to see it. That means that our conditions will slowly be improving throughout the day. I don't think we'll have a big problem with tropical force winds across our region. In fact, I don't think we'll have any problem with that. Storm tides, I think, will be receding, so we don't really have to worry about that as much anymore. What we do have to concern ourselves with, though, is additional rainfall over already saturated ground, and there is more rain on the ground right now and more coming just to the north of us. This line, this plume of moisture that's associated with the wraparound of Hermine continuing to lift to the north is going to kind of remain in place over central Florida today. And it means that we have more rain showers coming off and on, especially throughout the morning, but also throughout the day today. And some of them could produce some fairly heavy rainfall, lightning pops, and perhaps another 1 to 3 inches of rain, which has nowhere to go but pond on the roadways. So we'll be watching for that situation. Also, we do have a tornado watch up for our area waterways and for points north throughout the morning hours till about 8, well, not throughout the morning hours, but till about 8 a.m. this morning when it'll be discontinued. Not a big threat for us over land, but nevertheless, it does exist and we need to be aware of it. So we'll talk all about Hermine, its impact on us for the remainder of today, and what to expect over the next several days in just a moment. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways, and the Sunshine Skyway Bridge is closed. Be aware, find alternate routes, but it is shut down in both directions, so you will not be able to use it until otherwise advised, and we will keep you posted on that. Little traffic building volume-wise as you head north on 41 getting to Cortez Road, and also southbound on 301 as you approach State Road 70. That's in Manatee County. As you head to Sarasota County, for the most part, everything is normal for this time of the morning. No accidents or delays to worry about yet, knock on wood. And topping our news this morning, Tropical Storm Hermine is now making its way north.
And here on the Suncoast, we do have some more rain expected this morning as part of the system hits the area after already 2 days of tons of rain and flooding. Now ABC 7's Adam Cellini is joining us live from Anna Maria Island, where we've seen a lot of the flooding and the majority of it for our area on the Suncoast. Adam?
Yeah, Rebecca and Don, thank you. I'm in Holmes Beach, where they're really hoping for that break that John was talking about from the rain. As you can see, still a lot of flooding issues out here. Behind me, that's Marina Drive. That's not a body of water. That is Marina Drive in Holmes Beach, entirely underwater. We've seen a number of cars going back and forth. They're mostly staying in the middle where it's most shallow, but as you can see, visibility very low. And we're going to give you a look at some of that flooding right now. It's dark outside. As we said, some drivers have been kind of braving the roads, but as you can tell, visibility at this time very low. That's all supposed to be roadway, just completely underwater here on Holmes Beach, and it's not just behind me, as you can see, stretching up the road a little ways into some of these side streets. Lot of standing water still out here on Holmes Beach. If you are driving this morning from the Holmes Beach area, be very careful, especially if you're in a lower car. As law enforcement has told us all week, when you're driving on these roads and you can't see underneath it, you never know when you're coming up on a curb, a hole, a crack. There could even be erosion under that road, so be very careful driving around today. That's it for me out here on Holmes Beach live. Adam Cellini, back to you in the studio.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. We want him to take some cover now because we did see some lightning pops in the background. And I'm surprised how many people are taking the chance and just driving right through that flooded area.
Well, unfortunately, some people have to work. Their job's not necessarily closed. So if you have a job, you got to get there. You got to be somewhere, or if you got to get to that.
Well, if you do know alternate routes, try and take those because
for sure. Now, Adam, we need him to get home safe because he and Dwayne have football Friday night tonight, an abbreviated version, which we'll tell you more about. But and you were up in Anna Maria Island yesterday. You were in that water.
There's a reason for the school closures.
For sure. Manatee County Schools closed again today. Sarasota County Schools are open. Cardinal Mooney High School, which is a private school, is closed, as are all schools under the Diocese of Venice. USF Sarasota Manatee will also be closed.
And some bad news this morning for football fans in Manatee County. All games have been canceled in Manatee County. Lakewood Ranch will hold its matchup with Bayshore tomorrow at 11 a.m., while St. Stephen's will play Santa Fe Catholic at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Braden Rivers' game against Southeast and Manatee High School's game against Palmetto have also been canceled for tonight. We have all of the updates and highlights from Sarasota County tonight on Football Friday night in our 11 p.m. newscast. Well, schools are closed there and unfortunately causing the games to be not happening tonight, but a lot of people are dealing with also no power.
Yeah, power outage is about 9,000 in total on the Suncoast, 934 in Manatee County, or 703 now they're down to in Manatee County. 1,200 people in Sarasota County are without power. 5,000 employees were ready to go for storm damage control. Thankfully, it wasn't that bad completely all over the county.
FPL working overnight. Well, a reminder that we do have lots of weather-related information and updates online that you can get throughout the day to keep track of all the latest developments on the weather and Hurricane Hermine, which has been downgraded now to Tropical Storm Hermine. Log on to our website, mysuncoast.com. Also download the app for those push notifications and alerts, and monitor our Facebook and Twitter pages throughout the day where we have all of those updates. Well, another big story that we are following this morning, Jared Fogle, the former Subway guy, says that parents of one of his female victims in his child pornography case are the ones to blame for their daughter's, quote, destructive behavior. In a motion filed with the U.S. District Court, Fogle is arguing that the girl's parents may be the ones responsible for the girl's injuries. The victim was a subject in some of the child pornography in Fogle's criminal case. Her family filed a lawsuit against Fogle earlier this year seeking monetary damages and injury and emotional distress. Fogle's filing alleges that the parents fought and abused alcohol in front of the girl, causing her distress. Fogle's attorneys say that the parents should be responsible for some, if not all, of the damages. Well, an incident being investigated by the Manatee County School District will not result in any disciplinary action for a district school bus driver. This incident took place back on August 23rd. A 27-year-old man with a criminal history boarded a school bus with other students at a bus stop and then rode the bus for a period of time before finally telling the driver he was not, in fact, a student. The bus driver alerted the school. Now, the man, Eric Hall, was arrested for trespassing on school property. He also is suspected in a string of burglaries in the area where he was picked up, or rather boarded, that school bus just prior. In a statement released yesterday, Superintendent Dr. Diana Green says the driver handled the situation professionally and no disciplinary action will be taken.
Well, on Hill Street Blues, when roll call was finished, the lieutenant always said, stay safe out there to his officers. And Sheriff Tom Knight of Sarasota County is trying to do that for his deputies. He's receiving $135,000 to go towards purchasing 350 ballistic vests. The decision to purchase the vests comes after an increase in active shooter situations nationwide. The vests weigh 16 pounds, and they add an extra layer of protection for the deputies. The vests will be given to every sworn law enforcement member and deputy assigned to the courthouse.
This morning, Sarasota police officers are taking you for a ride online. Beginning in a half an hour now, or less than that, Twitter users can go on virtual ride along with officers as they respond to calls. The Tweet from the Beat begins at 6 a.m. Throughout the shift, Patrol Officer Greg Miller and other officers will share what they see and do through text, videos, and photos, and on Twitter. So to follow along, follow the department on Twitter using the handle @Sarasota PD. Well, as the holiday weekend kicks off, AAA and Budweiser want you to make sure you party responsibly this Labor Day. Tow to Go will be providing if you drink a little too much, you call the service and they will get you home safe. The service is offered to all members and even non-members of AAA. This is not the first time. It's actually been happening but the service has been provided since 1998. Since that time, some 24,000 people have used the service, keeping impaired drivers off of the roadways. And that is really great to see too, because you never know. Sometimes you don't think you're going to drink too much and you end up doing it last minute.
Err on the side of caution. You guys said something earlier that was really important about not driving through water that you don't know the depth of. You know, we have 2 reports now coming in from Morgan Lee and Bradenton and Becky and Mayaca. The torrential rain is in progress. We've been showing you that on radar. And I remember one previous storm a couple years back, many years back, a person driving down Clark Road tried to drive through some water that was standing in the roadway and ended up with a submerged car. So
yeah, you never know. Be careful.
Yeah, listen to the authorities. Forecast in a minute.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Temperatures on the Suncoast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Rain's cooled things off to 79 degrees. Dew point is at 72. West-southwest wind at 26 miles per hour, still strong. So we still have a tropical storm warning up for our coastal region, 75 to the water and extending out about 60 nautical miles. But I'm telling you what, I think as this system becomes smaller and smaller and less impactful to the north of us, we'll start to see some of these watches come down. Not the flood watch. That flood watch is going to stay up. The tropical storm warning will probably be adjusted later in the day. But the wind speeds right now sufficient to keep it intact. We're seeing some pretty good gusts, especially along the coastline. And contained within the body of some of these storms that are moving through, some significant wind reports across the region during the overnight. 50, 55 mile per hour wind reports. But watch the wind forecast coming down through the afternoon into tomorrow. We'll see those wind speeds and gusts significantly decrease, making it a much better afternoon. Boy, it is pouring in some locations. There's a plume of moisture wrapping up around Hermine, lifting off to the north, and that plume of moisture not moving a whole lot over the last 6 hours or so. It's finally started to move into our area this morning, producing lots of lightning strikes over Longboat Key, some over Bradenton as well, anywhere from University all the way up to Hillsborough. They're seeing some heavy pockets of rainfall across the region, so standing water in Manatee County, you're going to see it. Also, a little bit further inland, Myakka seeing some pretty heavy rainfall as well. And down to the south, things haven't been quite as bad, but there's been plentiful amounts over the last 24 hours of rainfall in areas of western Manatee County and along coastal Sarasota County. The same locations that saw the 10-inch rainfalls a couple days ago, saw heavy rainfall yesterday, saw heavy rainfall again today, and that will lead to some localized flooding, no doubt about it. I don't think the rainfall totals today are going to be anything like the 7 to 8 inches we saw over the last 24 hours, but they will still be significant, 1 to 3 inch rainfalls undoubtedly. Hermine continues on its track that lifts it north along the coastline. It'll be exiting the South Carolina coastline probably on Saturday, re-emerging into Atlantic waters, skirting the coastline and producing areas from Virginia, really all the way up through areas of Pennsylvania with some heavy surf, some storms, cloudy conditions. Not going to be a great day for those holiday vacationers up there. Our rainfall futurecast again shows some pockets of some fairly heavy rainfall today. The good news is, I think, for everybody, that these rain showers will decrease as we head into the second half of the day and the storm lifts away from us. But for this morning, some heavy rain possible through probably around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Southwest wind at about 30 knots, subsiding a little bit later on today, but still very rough out there for boaters. Better boating condition this weekend when we maybe see a little sunshine. Back to you.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, John. Taking a look at our roadways at 650. Still, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge is closed between exits 5 and 16. So you're going to just want to avoid the bridge for your commute into work this morning. Take the interstate. As far as Manatee County roadways, it looks like Palmetto, the bridges are starting to build up there in volume, especially on the Green Bridge southbound. And the interstate, though, is clear in both directions. Heading into Sarasota, getting a little hairy there, a little slow on 301 northbound as you approach that intersection where it goes from 301 to 41 there and around Fruitville. But nothing to really slow you down this morning. The interstate, one thing is popping up there. There's some debris in the roadway on I-75 in the northbound lanes at Plantation. So there's some debris on the road in Plantation on I-75 northbound. All right, well, stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
Attention breast cancer survivors. If you experience permanent hair loss or baldness after chemotherapy, you may qualify for a cash award. Thousands of women suffering breast cancer were given a chemotherapy drug without being warned about the possibility of irreversible alopecia. If you or a loved one suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy, call 888-622-8732. Time to file a claim is limited. 888-622-8732. That's 888-622-8732.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Storm warnings will probably be adjusted today as we head through the afternoon, but still some heavy rainfall around through the morning hours. Ponding on roadways, just take it easy, lighten up on the accelerator.
Yeah. Talking about the roadways, let's take one last check on them really quickly. Of course, you need to know that the Sunshine Skyway Bridge is closed right now. Do not take that. The interstate is your best bet this morning. Looks like most of our roadways, though, are pretty clear. Just be aware that it is raining in parts, so take your time on the roads. And those flooded streets, avoid them. They are deep. In Sarasota, just a couple hot spots on 301 and on Bee Ridge Road, but nothing to slow you down. Interstate clear, but there is some debris on the road in Plantation on I-75 northbound. That is just south of Osprey.
Okay, morning thunderstorms will yield to some a little bit lighter conditions as we head through the evening hours. And then tomorrow, I think it'll be significantly quieter weather. We'll probably have about a 50% chance or less of rain showers tomorrow. And Sunday looks to be a great day. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds, back to good old Florida weather with a high in the 90s, humid.
Finally
what we would
stretch and get
depend
out.
A long weekend, too. A long weekend, so enjoy the
Labor
long
Day.
weekend. Be
For many
safe.
folks.
We'll be back Monday morning, though.
We will.
We'll be here. We're here for you. Let's stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow.